Hey guys, Zoeb here for OneGlanceTrader.com and welcome back to part 5 of my trading journal, the RSI MTF EA. And for those of you who are just joining in, please go back and check out all the videos inside this playlist by either clicking the link below or by clicking the link in the top right hand corner. So in this video, what I'm going to do is just give you a quick overview of the overall balance of the account, the open drawdown, and then some of my trades over the last trading week that I want to discuss. So what we've got over here is the balance is at 1,900, well, not 1,900, that'd be great, £1,097 and 76 pence, with an equity just below that of £1,093 and 5 pence. So that's about an additional 1% to the account from last week. Really good growth. It's a bit slower than the last 2 weeks have been a bit slower than kind of the first 3-4 weeks, but however, still adding at least 1% a week, which is you start compounding that throughout a whole year. That's absolutely fantastic. So just looking at the open drawdown, it's only £4.71. I was putting a bit of drawdown this week, which I'll explain in the two currency pairs that caused me the most problems. But at the moment, the Euro JPY £4.71 pence down. I've got the chart up on the 5 minute, and as you can see here, it took the first trade back on the 3rd of April over here, and it went in at this level for a sell, and as you can see, it barely even did any type of pullback. Well, it did do a pullback, but it got in really late into the pullback, and that was pretty much the end. As you can see, it kind of shot up all that way, kind of went down, up and around, nearly went back to break even back a day later on the 4th, but kind of bounced off this kind of support line between this area, and the area that it was at, then all the way back up, and then it created another signal, which it took. And as you can see, it's kind of now started to kind of reverse. So it's kind of like in a range. If you look at it, my first one is at the support level, you could argue, and the top one is at the resistance area. So I've got two trades here that are, on the opposite ends of the range. And this red line, as we've spoken about a number of times, is the average price. So it's the average price of both these two open orders at the moment. So we're pretty much nearly at break even, and probably what I really just want to do in this scenario, because it's been open since the 3rd, and which was what, Tuesday I think it was. I'm recording this on a Saturday, so the markets are closed now. When the market opens tomorrow, what I'll probably do is modify these two orders to kind of get me out of break even, which is, as it stands, depending on what happens, is only about 5 points away, which again, depending on what happens on when the market opens tomorrow, it might already break below this. But either way, I just want to get out of break even now. 0.1% is probably, in terms of closing out a profit, it's probably about here somewhere, I would imagine. But for me, for something that's been open now for nearly a week, hasn't caused me too much problems, if I'm really honest, but I would just love to kind of get out of this situation. So yeah, so that's kind of the open drawdown and what my plan is to do. Probably should have set the break even on Friday night actually, but I wasn't at my computer to kind of really do that before the trading session was kind of closed. So then now if I look at my account history, yep, sorted by date, we'll have a look at some of the pairs that got me in a bit of trouble. So you can see here the GBP USD kind of got me. There was a number of trades open on the 4th. So if I go to that chart, I think I've already got it set up. Yep, so that's this area over here. So it opened 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th trade was a discretionary trade, I believe. No, that wasn't the GBP USD. That kind of got out, sorted out itself. On there. So these were all trades made by the EA. Again, all buy trades trying to make 5 points. And what I decided to do is, as you can see in green, is that was my break-even point. So I wanted to get out of break-even. And to be fair, I probably would have just about made my 0.1% the more further it went up. But as you can see now, it's gone all the way back down again, and they actually showed a reversal signal. And the reason why this wasn't taken is, if you guys remember, you have to turn off the EA to kind of set manual take profits. And by the time it got out, which was on the same day, I was at work. So I didn't turn on the EA back again to kind of take this sell trade to make 0.1%. So a bit annoyed by that, but I'm just glad that I got out of this mess, which again lasted for about just a little over a day. So yeah, so that was kind of that bit there that got me in a bit of trouble. And then lastly, it was the Aussie dollar. So the Aussie dollar, so I'm just going to put this back on so we're on live there. The Aussie dollar, here we go. So this scenario here got me into a bit of a mess. Again, sell signal, two more sell signals, another sell signal, and then the final sell signal. Again, there was no me getting involved in terms of doing any manual trades. What this kind of really was a scenario where, again, I just wanted to get out of break even, and I didn't set a break even line. I just looked on my phone that that when I added up all the open trades, I was slightly in a bit of profit. I think it was about 20p or something like that, and I just decided on my phone then and there just to close it out, because I just want to get out of this trade. And then yeah, so that's kind of the scenario of what happened. Again, just really wanted to kind of get out of all these kind of trades that didn't really need to be involved in at the moment, and that lasted about the fifth, yeah, so about 2 days. 2 days that lasted me. So that again caused me a bit of trouble. Nothing really big or minor, to really worry about. Trading really small at the moment at 20p a point, so it's not really affecting the balance too much, which is a good thing about trying to gain 0.1%. Your trade size is really small, so you can allow not only to open multiple trades on margin, but also price can go against you by quite a bit, and it's not that much really to be worried about. So again, that was the scenario there. Just looking at other stuff, that's the one I've got open. That's the one we talked about, USD Chef. So USD Chef's an interesting one. This was one here that I closed out on my phone as well. It didn't make the target it needed to make, and this was open from the 4th. Again, about another day or so, and this chart looked really messy. So at a time where I was around break even to a slight profit, I just got out of it on my phone. So I'm starting to get involved now a bit more than probably I should be. I probably should just not look at it, but I'm probably glad I did get out of it, because it hasn't really gone down any further. So I'm glad that I did. And yeah, that's kind of where we are at the moment. Again, 1% growth again this week. 2-3 currency pairs caused me a bit of problem, but again, there are trades that just happen, didn't get involved, making and banking that 1%. And yeah, just had to get involved a bit. Nothing too stressful. Just checked it 5 minutes a day. And again, I don't really need to worry about it. So I really hope you enjoyed this update. Again, go back, watch all the previous videos, and I shall see you in the next video.